What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Modern Warfare 2, and in this video I wanted to go over the best way to get the launchers gold and or platinum as well. So I'm sure a lot of people are aware that the camos are going to be a lot easier to get in Modern Warfare 2, and luckily the gold camo looks really good. I really do like how shiny it is, plus platinum also looks pretty nice as well. But let's be honest though, everybody's going to be going after polyatomic and or Orion as well. No one actually wants to have gold. At least if they have it, they're probably using it to get other ones unlocked for that matter. But luckily the launchers are going to be on the easier side compared to Modern Warfare 2019. I don't think they're going to be nearly as bad, like trying to destroy like 50 vehicles or something like that in the air, or trying to kill like 100 players. Luckily, it's nothing like that, but one thing I did notice though, guys, it seems like all the challenges for the launchers are going to be the same, which I think is going to make this a lot easier. So similar to basically every other COD, in order to do the weapon camo challenges, you're going to have to get the weapon to level 11, at least for all the launchers anyway, which is kind of weird considering they don't have anything on them anyway, but getting these to level 11 is probably going to take some time in itself. So if you guys are wondering, the quickest way I found to level the launchers up so far is probably going to be playing Invasion and or Ground War because of the amount of kill streaks that can go in the air. Obviously using something like the Strela and or RPG, I would recommend playing Hardpoint. If you guys also wanted to, you could also play Hardpoint to level all the weapons up and or kill confirmed. I feel like actually eliminating players might be one of the best ways to do it. The launchers are all going to have the exact same challenge, which is going to be 40 kills with each one to get that first camo unlocked in order to do gold afterwards. So for this one, I would recommend jumping on like Ground War if you guys would want to. At least I have heard playing Ground War for this might be a little bit easier because the amount of players on there, but personally I would recommend just jumping onto like Hardpoint and or like Kill Confirm, maybe even Domination. A lot of the matches do last a good amount of time, so you can probably get a lot of kills. I managed to get like 30 kills in one game with the Strela P, so I do recommend playing something like Hardpoint because the game mode does last a long time, and you could probably get the kills done a lot easier with the Strela P and the Pila and or the RPG as well. Those guns are probably going to be very simple, but when it comes to the Javelin, aka the Joker, I really don't know why it's called the Joker, but that weapon's probably going to be the most annoying to get the kills with because you guys obviously have to lock onto an area, then the rocket has to go all the way up to space and back before it actually hits the ground. So I would say the Joker's probably going to be the most annoying. It's not going to be like super difficult, more of an annoyance and or very time consuming trying to get that done because you do in a way have to like time the shots in order to get those kills done. But once you get that, you should be good to go and you will then unlock gold. So after you guys unlock gold, then you can finally move on and actually do the challenge for gold. So for the Pila, the RPG, and the Strela P, you will have to get 2 kills without dying 5 times with them, which might honestly sound really annoying to do, but it's really not all that bad with these 3 launchers at least. I'll jump into the Joker here in a second, but when it comes to the Pila, the Strela P, and or the RPG, all you really have to basically do is run around with the launcher and shoot everything that you see that moves. I feel like this is probably going to be the best way to do it. And one thing I also recommend, by the way, guys, is I would recommend using something like the munitions box as a field upgrade because with the Strela P and the Pila and the Joker as well, you'll get yourself an extra rocket, but with the RPG, you'll actually get 2 out of it, so I would say that's probably going to be one of the best things to use for this because if you guys are running the Strela P and the Pila and or the RPG, if you happen to get 1 kill with the launcher and you miss the other shot, you could then throw down your munitions box and grab another rocket and or 2 with the RPG, which I would honestly say is probably going to be one of the best ways to do this because at least you have that security of an extra rocket shot if you happen to miss one, or maybe you get like a hit marker or something with it. So I would say getting the double kills would probably be one of the easier ways to do this, trying to actually like play an objective game mode like Domination and or something like Hardpoint and hope there's a few enemies on there. That's also one way you guys could do this, but if you are running the Strela P and or the Pila and finally the RPG, once again, my goodness, there's so many launchers here. But luckily I think these 3 launchers are going to be pretty easy to do for the most part. Getting 2 kills without dying might sound kind of annoying to do, but depending on the game mode you guys are on, I would say you probably can get it done pretty fast. But now I do want to move over to the Joker now because the Joker is going to be a little bit different. For some odd reason they made the Joker 2 kills without dying 10 times, so it's basically doubling all the other launchers. And we all know how the Joker can be with this thing actually, locking on, then the rocket flies into space and then comes back down. The Joker might definitely take some time to do with the way this rocket is designed because it obviously does shoot into the air and then come back down. So One of the best ways I found to get the 2 kills without dying with the Joker, which by the way for this launcher specifically, you're most likely going to want to aim for the double kill unlike the other ones where you could actually shoot one enemy and then reload and wait for somebody else to come around and then take them out. I would say with the Joker getting a double kill is going to be your best bet. So for this launcher, I would highly recommend playing Domination only. This was the game mode that I basically played with it, and I did get the double kills pretty fast, so you guys are going to want to aim for like the objectives, then like lock onto like B, let's say, and wait for like if someone's taking it, try to get that shot off and it'll come down and hopefully get that double and or triple kill for you. If you did happen to kill like one enemy, maybe try to get lucky and take someone else out, but again, if you guys do run out of rockets with the Joker, you're going to have to throw a munitions box down. You're only going to get one more rocket. If you happen to miss that one, you're going to be doomed. So I would say getting double kills with the Joker is going to be the best option, as I did mention before. For some odd reason, I had the best luck on Domination. I did try Hardpoint and stuff. I tried Invasion. But to be honest, I don't think those game modes are going to work all that great. I really do think Domination is the best because of the objectives. You normally can have players piled on in one area pretty easily, and normally the objectives tend to be outside depending on the map you are on, which is going to make this a lot more useful. If you guys could also learn like the spawns in some areas and where people like to hide, you could probably try to get some Joker shots off there too, but I would recommend aiming for the objectives. I really do think the Joker might be the most annoying thing out of all of them because of the way this gun is. The Joker, I would say, is probably going to be the most annoying launcher to get gold by far compared to the others because of the way this launcher does act and how you have to lock onto stuff with it, but getting kills with the Pylo, the Strela P, and the RPG are probably going to be very easy. The Strela P shoots very fast, and I noticed the Pylo does as well. Then the RPG has an insane blast radius, so getting kills with those are probably going to be very simple, and you luckily don't really have to aim with double kills with those because you could take one player out and then reload and then wait for someone else to come around or go after somebody and know that you can actually take them down. Unlike the Joker where you have to lock onto one area and hope somebody's going to be there when the rocket comes down, so playing something with an objective is probably going to make this a lot easier because at least it gives you a chance of hitting a lot of players in one area, and I really do feel like Domination is going to be the best way to do this. But now after you guys do get gold completed, then you'll have to move over to platinum. So for this you will have 4 challenges to do with the launchers. Luckily they're all going to be the same but might differ in a couple of different ways. So starting off here with the Pyla, you will have to destroy 15 enemy kill streaks, equipment, and or vehicles with the Pyla. So this really doesn't sound all that bad, but I did notice something about this that I think might make it really annoying, at least the time of making the video when I was doing this. I'm hoping this will be patched in the future, so if it is guys, definitely try to take out equipment. Because I'm not going to lie, when I was destroying like ammo boxes and stuff with my launchers, it was not counting toward this, so I had to destroy the kill streaks, which obviously with the Pyla is going to be really easy considering the fact that the Pyla is probably going to be the best launcher in the game for shooting down streaks. I would recommend playing something like Invasion and or Ground War once again, that way it gives you guys a lot of chances for the kill streaks to spawn into the air. I feel like this is going to be the best way, and with the Pyla, I did end up getting this one done in one match, which I would say is probably the only launcher you could do this with, unless you did use the Joker. But moving over to the next launcher is going to be the Strela P, and unfortunately for this launcher, I think they most likely did this one on purpose, so you will have to destroy 25 enemy kill streaks, equipment, and or vehicles. And again, currently when making this video, hopefully this will be changed in the future where you guys can actually destroy equipment, is going to make this a lot easier, like going after ammo boxes, like throw on the spotter perk and then look around for those to spawn in is probably going to be the best way. But also using that for kill streaks, by the way, is definitely a must-have, and unfortunately you guys will have to play the match a little bit because of the perk system, unless something insane happens in the future and that's going to be changed. But the spotter perk is definitely going to be a must-have for this as well. But for the Strela, you're going to most likely be here a little while because this launcher is not the easiest thing to take down UAVs with. It can be honestly kind of annoying. The best thing I found to destroy with this weapon is going to be counter UAVs, which luckily a lot of players do run those. I was getting a lot of these completed on Invasion, but to be honest, I found it a little bit easier to play like Hardpoint and or like Kill Confirmed and just hope players do get them. And then once they spawn in, just try to take them out as quickly as possible. I was getting like 2 to 3 a game sometimes, and sometimes 1. You could even have like a crazy match where a lot of them spawn in. You could get like maybe 3 of them. Do keep in mind though, the Strela P takes like 14 years to reload it, so you also cannot have the sleight of hand perk on because that's going to be in the same category as spotter, which is just really unfortunate. Also kind of stupid as well, but you will have to destroy 25 kill streaks with the Strela. I would say this launcher is by far going to be the hardest to do with this challenge, besides the RPG, which I'll jump into that gun here in a second. And then moving over to the Joker, I would say is going to be pretty simple as well. So compared to the Pila and the lovely Strela P, for the Joker and the RPG, you guys only have to destroy 10 enemy kill streaks and or equipment. So with the Joker, I would again recommend jumping into like Invasion and or Ground War just to give you guys more of a chance of shooting down the kill streaks. Do keep in mind with the Joker, by the way, you guys have to try to shoot that UAV down as fast as possible, because if you don't, the Joker's rocket takes so long the UAV can literally fly away, and you also kind of have to hope that no other player is using the pilot, because if they are, you will not be able to shoot down the UAVs at all because that rocket is much faster. I found myself basically shooting down every UAV with the Joker I could find. I would also feel like the Joker and the Pilot are going to be the easiest ones to do when it comes to taking down kill streaks, because of their abilities to actually lock onto the kill streaks are going to make them a lot easier. But now moving over to the RPG, I would say is probably going to be just as difficult as the Strela P. The worst part about the Strela P is the fact that you have to destroy 25 kill streaks. Luckily guys, with the RPG you only have to do 10, which I think is going to be a relief for many players. I was honestly really happy when I saw the RPG was only 10 of these, but here's the issue once again. Destroying like the ammo boxes and stuff like that as like a field upgrade is not going to count. At least for me at the time it was not, but this should definitely be fixed in the future, because that would be a lot easier to go after that, like run the spotter perk once again and then play something like Invasion and or Ground War, because when I was on those game modes I was seeing the munitions box literally everywhere, so that would probably be pretty easy to do with an RPG and or the Strela as well. But until then, I actually went and shot down some UAVs and or focused all my time on the counter UAVs as well. The RPG is luckily a very accurate rocket launcher on Modern Warfare 2, so I don't think it's going to be that bad to take them down. But if I do recommend something guys, I would recommend going only after the counter UAVs. I feel like that's going to be the best way to do this, and the RPG is obviously going to be a bit of a challenge as well, because you can definitely miss with it. So one of the best ways is to probably be around and or under the counter UAV if possible, because you can shoot right up and then hit it. If you're kind of far away and you see like the side of that counter UAV with the RPG, I'd say you're probably going to struggle a bit. But at least at the time being, the counter UAVs are probably going to be your best option with the RPG. I also did manage to shoot down some UAVs with it, which by the way is not going to be an easy task. You almost have to be under it and or get very lucky with your rocket if the UAV is farther away, but I did manage to destroy a few of those, which did help me get to the 10, but I would recommend again going after the counter UAVs. I feel like that's going to be the best way to do the RPG and get this gun done the fastest, because once you guys have that done, I personally thought the hardest part about the launchers is getting them to level 11 to be able to actually do the camo unlocks for them. I feel like that's probably going to be the most annoying part. Luckily getting the kills with them are not going to be all that bad, and getting 2 kills without dying is really not going to be all that bad either, which I think is good. They definitely could have made these challenges a lot worse, like get 3 kills without dying with a launcher. That would be something else if they did something like that, but luckily the challenges are going to be pretty easy. And it's not going to be very difficult to do, but more the fact of very time consuming to get them done, because I feel like a lot of players are probably going to be more annoyed with leveling these launchers up than doing the actual camo challenges for them.